Hi, my name is Paige and I'm a Democracy Fellow at Tri-C with Campus Vote Project. I'm here today with our example student Trisha, as played by myself, to demonstrate some of the do's and don'ts of going to the polls. First, let's go over some of the do's of voting. The first do is to check your registration status by October 4th of 2021. Remember that if you have moved or changed your last name, your voter registration has to be updated. You can register or update your registration online at voteohio.gov. Next, if Trisha is voting in person on Election Day and lives in Cuyahoga County, she can find her polling location at 443vote.us. Did you know where you vote on Election Day is tied to your address, usually within a mile of your location? If you live in another county, go to voteohio.gov to find your voting location. After seeing if you are registered and registering if necessary, do look up a sample ballot. They become available the day after voting registration ends. So this year, that's October 5th. Trisha is looking up her sample ballot at 443vote.us. She is then going to use other resources given to her to research candidates and form a very important part of her voting plan. Two sites we suggest are votesmart.org for candidates and judgeforyourself.com for judges. Another do is to write down the candidates and issues you would like to vote for after you have done your research. Do take this written list with you to the polls. It is important to remember that voting is not a test. It is okay to bring your choices with you. On to the next do. Before you head out the door, do take a form of valid ID to the polls. This can be a photo ID issued to you by your state, a military ID, utility bill, paycheck, bank statement, or a government check. Before going to the polls, do double check your ID eligibility on voteohio.gov. After submitting your ballot at the voting booth and once you're outside, do take a creative selfie with your I voted sticker and post it with the hashtag #TriCVotes. Wow, creative photo, Trisha. Trisha did very well, but let's go over some don'ts. Yes, Trisha, you are capable of making a mistake. Trisha should not campaign within the voting area. Examples of this include handing out materials, displaying campaign signs, verbally campaigning, and wearing campaign merch such as t-shirts, buttons, or hats. Once Trisha crosses the sign that says no campaign materials beyond this point, she must cover up any candidate merchandise and put away any flyers she may have received before entering. Let's backtrack to that selfie that Trisha took. It is important that Trisha does not take a selfie within the voting area, especially with her ballot. I know that we are used to taking photos of important events in our lives, and while voting is exciting, there are some places that have serious consequences attached to taking photos. This includes, but is not limited to, inside the voting area, with your ballot, or of the ballot. Finally, don't be afraid to ask. If you live in Cuyahoga County, you can call 216-443-VOTE for assistance. It is important to review your state's resources, such as voteohio.gov, to double-check voting requirements and rules as they may vary between state and are subject to change. Wait, don't leave yet. It's time for our bonus round. When Trisha is filling out her ballot, it is important that she reads all of the directions and fills in the bubbles correctly. In Ohio, you are allowed to bring a child to the voting area. We encourage this if it is safe to do so because it will help to encourage voting habits in our youth. Now, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to watch the full playlist of the voting experience on Tri-C's YouTube channel. See you next time.